Hello and welcome to the end of 2018. It is, of course, New Year's Eve, and I thought what better way to finish the year out than with a look back. So I've been going through my streams and videos, picking out some little snippets from those and trying to mash them together into the smallest possible video I can. It's still about half an hour, so make sure you do grab the popcorn, sit back, hopefully you see some moments that you remembered and you enjoy. If you're relatively new here, there might be a whole bunch of new stuff you didn't see. And to that end, I've actually, in the description of this video, I've put a link to every single piece of content that I've grabbed this stuff from. So if you are watching it and you didn't see it, or you'd like to go back and watch it again, you should be able to quickly and easily link in the description below. Now, before I do jump into that, I did just want to say, if you do enjoy it, do remember to leave a like, and of course hit subscribe and the bell icon if you are new around here. But if you're not new, I do want to give a big shout out to everyone that's clicked onto one of my streams or videos, left a like, left a comment, subscribed, joined my Discord, Twitter, whatever the case may be. I really do support, I really do appreciate all the support you guys have given me throughout the year, and an extra special shout out to those of you who went the extra mile and did donate a little something financially, whether it be through a super chat, whether it be through an actual donation or becoming a channel member. So I was a little bit tardy throughout 2018 on member benefits. It's something I'm really working on for 2019, so hopefully there's going to be heaps more coming your way there. But yeah, big shout out to you guys. All of you really obviously have grown the channel. The channel has really increased up to a surprising amount of subscribers. I can't believe I've ever got to a point where my channel is as big as it is, even though I know it's not particularly big, even within the sim racing community. Nonetheless, it's a show of appreciation. I'm going to stop talking. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to talk to you again in 2019. Hello and welcome, my name is Charlie Rosco, and for once I'm doing a livery and not live streaming it. It was a racing livery off an RX-7, so it needed to be done. And will become car number 2 in my fleet of RX-7s that I'm going to create. Now, if you're one of my subscribers wondering why you never saw the live stream, that's because some idiot launched it in private mode, then changed it to public, but unfortunately it meant that nobody got a notification about it. So it is what it is. Let's not worry about that now. It is the start of the Bathurst 1.2 hour final race. Good luck, gentlemen. Let us go, nice and clean.
Willie has taken the win.
Yes, congratulations, Willie. Good job.
Thank you.
Charlie coming across for second.
1 hour, 18 minutes, 18 seconds, 0.929.
Welcome to my man cave. As you can see, that's the desk area there, all set up on the PC, and basically my whole life, there's the rig, the steering wheel side, the other side of things. Basically my whole life is just swapping cables over.
I'm basically full AIDS. Andrew asked,
this is so
what is
hard.
it? I'm guessing he's talking about Vegemite.
It's a spreadable paste.
Which is essentially black salt.
It's technically what it is vegetable and yeast extract. That's what it's made from.
That was a very quick death. No, I wouldn't put it in food. It's
you
like,
can definitely cook with it. It's salty, so you can put it in spaghetti bolognese.
You could, but like, yeah,
it's not bad actually.
It's not my go-to.
I tell you what is bloody delicious. If you haven't tried it, you should. What you do is you buy yourself a chook, right? Ready to cook, ready to roast. A roast.
I was going to say, are we talking about one that still clucks, or?
Yeah, no, like a frozen chook that's not frozen. So what you do is, you need a barbecue with one of those bigger lids with the thermostat on the top.
I got one of those.
Like my new one I just bought.
Fantastic.
And what you do...
But anyway, so we've got our barbecue with a big hood on it and a chicken ready to go.
So you got the big hood. You get the chicken. What you do is you cover the chicken in Vegemite, right? Smear the whole outside of the chicken in Vegemite.
I can see how that would work.
Yep. And then you crack a tin can of beer. So crack the beer, shove the beer can, still full of beer, up the chook's ass, right? And then not in, but mostly in.
Yeah.
But what you want to be able to do is on top of your barbecue plate to roast the chook, you want to be able to sit the can on the plate so the chook will be sitting up. Obviously, the chicken will be sitting up. Then you close the barbecue lid. See, you came for the banter, you stayed for the cooking advice. So with steaks, do you stick a beer
yeah,
barrel?
you gotta get one of those. You gotta get one of those Heineken kegs.
Yeah. You get a keg and you put it in the cow's ass. You gotta kill the cow, obviously.
Yeah.
But you get the cow, frozen cow, defrost it. Get the biggest barbecue in the world. What you're gonna need is a 20-foot shipping container, and you're gonna want to light a fire under the shipping container. And then you want to put a keg up the cow's ass. You're also going to need a lot of buckets of Vegemite. And you could, in practice, you could pretty much smear the cow, the bovine, in the Vegemite with the keg up its ass, cook it in a 20-foot shipping container with a lot of fire under it. I can't see how that wouldn't work awesome. Is that the next stream, George? Yes, it is. In the next stream, you'll be watching me set up a 20-foot shipping container and lighting a massive bushfire underneath it. You got to kill the cow, obviously. Don't just put a live keg straight up the ass of a cow once you've tapped it.
Do I need to call the RSPCA?
No,
it's
no,
okay.
no, I said kill the cow. Remember, let's go back. I said to kill the cow, not just dryball the poor bovine with a Heineken keg.
Drive club bikes. I've got no idea. Because I've not played. You just ran over that man.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
And caused the other guy to crash into the tree.
We just theorised about shoving a Heineken keg up a cow's ass. Running over that video game, guys, the least of our moral and legal concerns. And we're actually going to start right near Ryan, my regular stream buddy. We're going to be starting right near his cars there. It's probably a little bit hard to see him in the darkness, but these 4 cars here are actually the liveries that Ryan has designed. Just having a look through Ryan's cars at the moment. Dom's obviously warming one up. Hey Daniel, great to have you along. And I don't normally like to make complaining videos. It's just not really what my channel is about, and I normally hold the view that whinging is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do for a bit, but it doesn't really get you anywhere. So the fact that I made this should hopefully indicate how strongly I feel about the current penalty system in Gran Turismo Sport. There was no way I was ever going to be able to avoid hitting this car, and again, for that one, I got a fantastically awesome 10-second penalty. Hello and welcome to the very first Nürburgring 2.4 hour race. Lights out and away we go. Officially race 1 has begun. Jeez, I might even get the quickest lap of the race here on the last lap. 17. I did too. That was the quickest lap of the race. Last lap.
How are you still that quick?
I don't know. I just because I pitted twice onto softs.
I was going to say, you pitted at the end of lap 7. So, that's why.
Good grief.
And put softs on.
I just ran out of fuel on the way in the pits.
Nice.
So this should be interesting. Yeah, no, that's me done.
Really?
Yeah. It just restarted me on the pits. I knew I was cutting a fine.
Oh, the main straight.
Yeah. It just keeps resetting me to the main straight.
Someone's taking out the brake markers on Chase.
Just let me get around and into the pits, please. This is...
Oh, I've come out in first position.
I don't really know what to do here. It just keeps respawning me. I'm in the pits. Oh, you son of a bitch. What is going on? Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. My name is...
Hi, it's Mrs. Rosco here, and what Charlie is trying to say is it's about that time of the week when he likes to stream. Unfortunately, he's been a bit sick for the last few days, and whilst he has gotten better, his voice hasn't. In fact, I think it's gotten worse. So luckily for you guys, I've taken over his channel, and that means you won't have to listen to the constant stream of shit that flows from his mouth for hours on end.
I totally forgot to make a video to let you all know about my upcoming series called Spec 7. And by upcoming series, I mean tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean the 19th of June 2018. Every Tuesday night for the next 5 weeks, I'll be running a racing league on Gran Turismo Sport. It is something of a test series, so I can test the limitations of both my commitment and organisation.
That is the worst.
Oh, they don't really handle very well.
I haven't even crossed the line.
Here we go. Oh. Oh, I've gone around. Also haven't crossed the line yet. And I'm coming up for one of the most death-defying overtakes you're likely to see today.
A few moments later.
He's pulled out at pace. Oh, he's just defending his line hard. Give him a little nudge there, just let him know that I'm here. See if I can get him up to Mojo, because I'm going a bit quicker here. Give him a little kiss on the way through. Accidental, sorry mate. His return served as well. I'll have to see if I can go around the outside of him here. Oh, I knew that move was coming down the outside. Bit of bouncing. Oh! I'm facing the wrong way again. See if I can snag Mojo there on the way through. And that going up the inside, and he does pull it off. A little bit sideways there. Here comes this big swarming pack of bumblebees as they come through. It doesn't get any closer than this. It looks like we've lost someone else down the outside there. Willie, we'll go back for a replay there. It looked like he got well sideways. And he did. He's actually gone all the way around 360, and look at that. He's barely lost any time at all. Maybe a second or two. That's fantastic.
What the fuck is that?
Just wanted to make a really quick video to let you know that this coming Saturday, the 14th of July, I'll be participating in a team race against fellow YouTuber Here He Is. Now, the race in question is a 2-hour endurance race at the Interlagos circuit. I thought we'd better choose a neutral location, as I doubt he'll be very happy with us toweling him up at his home track of Brands Hatch. And obviously I don't want to completely embarrass him at Bathurst. That's Bathurst, not Bathurst. Now we're going to jump across to the Mercedes W08, have a listen to exactly the same corner and the same deceleration zone. Now what you would have heard then, as I decelerated, was the sound of silence, and by silence I mean the engine basically went quiet. So I think there's two parts to this bug. I think one, it's engaging a clutch and you're freewheeling into the corner, and the other thing is that it's holding the throttle pedal down. Tonight, I did one of the most boring things I've ever done on Gran Turismo Sport. I did 120 laps of Blue Moon Bay Speedway. Why would I do this? Well, to grind another $2 million. You see in my last video, titled, "If you're triggered by this and think Lewis Hamilton is actually testing pre-update Gran Turismo cars, then please comment." Or something like that anyway. Then I read a comment that said I'm not having the same issues as you, but then again I did buy the Lewis Hamilton car and not the unskinned version. And this got me thinking, maybe, just maybe, this bug only affects the non-skin version of the W08 and not the Lewis Hamilton livery version. So, for the greater good, I decided I needed to test this theory. The only way to do that, of course, is to buy the Lewis Hamilton version and test it. This meant getting on the grind and earning another $2 million.
We got to be best.
find out once and for all if this car is suffering from the same bug. Here we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hello and welcome to the Jag Cup. This is the Jag Cup. Oh, 4 seconds in front. Where's the other A driver? 147. Damn. They are, this is, like, I probably won't win, so I don't want to go shooting my mouth off. This is nothing against the other 16 drivers in this lobby, but this is the worst, and by worst I just mean the slowest lobby I've ever been matched in. Actually feels bad. I presume I did lap second there, so I have actually lapped everyone in the field by lap 12. And mercifully, for all involved, that FIA race is done. Wow. 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 At the update cars, oh, here we go, daily workout complete. What pile of complete shit will it reward me for lapping some of the field 4 to 5 times? Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. That's the expensive one. That's one of the cars I was never going to buy. Wow, what a stream. Welcome to the world's slowest start. Oh, that's a lot of wheel spin.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Whoa. Whoa, how long was that gear change?
I used the clutch. Why? It's not used first. Use first. Drive. Christ.
Well, we got spinners, we got people, we got contact.
I was so far back at the start, I was racing without Moffat.
Contact. I'm up on 2 wheels. It's okay, I got it. Up on 2. It's very arcadey in the physics of the car. This is not a sim. This is not a simulator at all. They said it was going to be a racing sim. If by sim they mean replicating reality in terms of distance and checkpoints, waypoints, how to navigate, how to follow road maps. In that sense, yes, I'll pay that. Sure. There is road maps that I need to learn. If I want to get better at the game, I'm going to have to figure out how to read the maps. I need to stick to that and all the rest. So in terms of that, it's a simulator. In terms of the way the cars and motorbikes ride, it's as arcade as they come. It's not even a simcade. It's just hold the throttle down and, you know, try not to roll it. It's no more of a simulator than Need for Speed Underground was. Nonetheless, the Bathurst 1000 is happening in real life this weekend, this Sunday. I'm excited for it. The whole of Australia is... That's not true, like most of Australia doesn't even follow motorsport, but if you follow motorsport in Australia, and this is kind of a big deal, the Bathurst 250, or whatever the hell I call this race, is going to be a quarter of the length of the real one, as I said. Now, the real one is 1,000 kilometres long. That's what the 1,000 is, by the way, if you weren't sure. It's 1,000 kilometres, which ends up being about 161 laps, and around about 6 hours or so to run. So, by the time you divide that in 4, you end up with a 38-lap race, around about 250 kilometres, and about 80 minutes long. Anyway, something a little bit different, something I've never done before, is try and run a team race. And that's what this is going to be. This is going to be a team race. So you and somebody else is going to be on a team. Well, hopefully there'll be multiple teams and not just like you and that one guy that you know that also plays Gran Turismo. Hopefully we can get a whole field of teams. And basically the way it's going to work is that person one, and you can nominate who you want to be person one, is because obviously this is a team race. Now, if you have no idea what's going on, you've just accidentally stumbled into this stream. What the Bathurst 250 is, it's the first ever team race that I've attempted to run, and possibly the first team race I've ever heard of being run in Gran Turismo. So there you go, it might be something of a first. So in terms of improvement, obviously, as I say, we were pretty savage the first time around, Ryan and I, in terms of this game. And I wanted to come back and give it genuinely another crack. And the reality is, it's not great. The car still feels like shit. I've gone through the steering wheel problems many times, obviously, being unable to map the paddles and having to actually incorrectly map them to the X and the square button, then map them to R1 and L1, which is what the paddles actually are. It was a really shitty thing that the game launched without steering wheel support. They claim it was a simulator. They claim that this is the real Dakar experience. In terms of navigation, map size, and actually going through the different Dakar stages, I really wish they had to put some kind of game mode in to allow us to jump ahead. Let's go and try a stage, you know, day. Welcome to Phillip Island MotoGP 2018. It's windy as shite here, so I don't know how we're going to go, but I thought I'd take you through a bit of a wander. It's probably going to be like the shortest live stream ever on my channel. Look at old Ryan Lee Graphics over there hiding on his phone, watching the stream. Anyway. The Jerk has got the big Bathurst 250 logo on the back. Love to see that. Great looking car for a quick slap together. I don't know if you just made that livery then.
I think you did. But
yeah, you've done very well in the 25 seconds you must have had to actually put this car together. Oh, I got turned into. Whoa, Mojo! Whoa. Jackie! Oh, you've come out wide. Still always trying to use my line. Keeping it fairly clean though.
The Samba bus is remarkably good, except for in a straight line. It seems to be lacking.
It's beastly in the corners though. That was getting a bit wild there. You're right. That Samba bus does just lack a few hers in the straight line. Oh, this is mental. 4 or 5 wide into turn 1. At Brands Hatch, can we get around it? There's a bit of contact. I'm just hoping for the best here. It hasn't gone that well for me, but I've got it back on the track. Bit of a sitting duck. The Gherkin and I resume our battle from the last 2 races. Now, I'll finish off by telling you something a little bit funny. If memory serves me, back when this car first appeared on Top Gear, Jeremy Clarkson spent a good amount of time telling you how wonderful it was, how fast it went, how well it handled, and how good it sounded. But he finished it all off by remarking that despite all of that, it's completely useless. It was unable to be registered for the road, which meant that you needed a racetrack, and since it didn't pass the noise limitations for most racetracks, that meant you needed your own track, which they're not cheap. And in a stroke of irony, that's the exact final sentiment I have on the Zonda R in Gran Turismo. You see, it's in the GRX category, which is just a dumping ground for a huge range of cars that have no business being in the same class. Because of its massive variation within GRX, it means that if you want to run a lobby or a race series with the Zonda R, or a Formula 1 car, or a Le Mans prototype, or anything in that category, you can't run balance of performance as the lobby simply won't let you turn it on. This makes creating an even playing field very difficult. And since you can't restrict a lobby to a single car either, we're forced to wait in hope that the car shows up in a weekly or Nations Cup race. Otherwise, as Jeremy Clarkson said, it's completely useless. Maybe this is the real driving simulator after all. Well, welcome back everybody to race 4. This is the 4th time I've attempted this race, but this is so much more than race 4. This is, one way or another, this is the end of the worst string of races I have had in, I don't know, like 7 years of sim racing. Every other race has been ruined by somebody else. And I tell you what, this is this is the 12th race in a row. If this goes to shit, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take a break from Gran Turismo. I think this is going to be the tipping point. I've qualified in pole. 1 corner to go.
It was at this moment he knew.
The first true Datsun Nissan sports car was produced back in 1963 and was called the SP310 Fairlady 1500. Then, in 1964, the Summer Olympics were held in Tokyo, so to capitalise on this and attract visitors to their showroom, Nissan set up a 2-floor gallery in the heart of Tokyo where they employed attractive female showroom attendants to model their cars. The Fairlady 1500 was used as a star of the show, and they also held a competition to select 5 of the lovely young ladies to become the first class of Nissan Miss Fairladies. The 240Z is such an amazing icon of Japanese sports car. In fact, I'd argue that it's one of the best. So what I'm actually doing for the Christmas special is called a speed comparison, and it's something you might have actually seen in real life before. The idea is that various different vehicles of totally different speeds and categories all take off from the start line with a handicap. and they race as hard as they can in their respective vehicles, and because of the handicapped starting times, it means that it is still a race to the finish line. And as we wait for the lights to go out and Ryan to take off in the always speedy N100 Toyota SFR, lights are out, Ryan is away, the race has begun as everybody shuffles up to the line there. Hippie Heed will be the next to take off in his GR3 Toyota Supra. It is that much faster again than the GR4, but there's a surprisingly small gap between the two categories, so we'll cut back to myself. It is nearly my turn to take off now. Some 2 minutes and 15 seconds behind the leader, and away I do finally go in the TS050 hybrid. And he's going into that same corner we just watched Kogan do. In fact, you can look up ahead and see Kogan in the distance, having just rounded that corner, so things really are starting to squeeze up now. And this is where this one-lap race with such a wide variety of cars really does start to get interesting, because we can now see Kogan and Hippie Head on the same straight, and there I am popping out of that final turn, and here's myself coming around in last position, only just starting the Porsche curbs now, so a long way behind Ryan. I don't know how this is going to turn out. Obviously the approaching speed is much quicker as Piosco catches up. We'll jump on board with Ryan entering the what looks to be the second last chicane. Piosco right behind him, and Kogan right there as well. In fact, Kogan's going to try and go around the outside of Piosco into the final chicane. It is going to be the long drag to the straight. Kogan in third position, Hippie in fourth. They all come towards the line. Here I am in fifth. We found out across the line, and oh, so close. Let's have a little look. Happy holidays, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.